What's up, folks? It is the last Wednesday nighter in the USA Bassin on Cedar Lake Division, and we're boat number 12. We're gonna go throw a frog, go shallow. Got nothing to lose. Points are out of the question. Kind of blew it on the last one by not weighing in our fish, but that's the way it goes. Water temps are high 80s. Got a little bit of wind. Pretty much bluebird skies. Visibility is like 2 foot.
Is it hot over there?
We're just gonna put our head down, try to get some shallow fish to bite. If not, we're gonna slide out deep and leave it all out on the water. So here we go.
Got one.
That's a slot. That's a slot. Did you touch?
Quarter inch.
Quarter inch too short. Quarter inch too short. First time that's ever happened. Big one blew up back there. Dude, that fish hit. As soon as it hit the water, the fish hit it. That was crazy. Want something moving, I guess. That little guy.
All kinds of bait on this bait.
Yeah, bait everywhere. There's fish here, I'm telling you, they're just not biting. I don't know if it'll happen right at dark or not. Little one. Not a good quality fish, but looks like the same one you just caught. Man, he ate it. See how thin he is?
Yeah. So I won't see through.
He ain't 18, is he?
No.
Dude. He is.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. He's got a really long, scraggly tail. 2.5 pound 18 incher, barely. Dumped it, man. Dunk. All right, we got a limit for 5 pounds. Got a limit of 5 pounds, I think. Spot number 1 was a little bit disappointing. I'd found some really good quality frog fish in there. Some 4 and 5 pound fish. I was over there a couple days earlier, and I caught one good quality fish, and there were several other busting in that area. But I just couldn't get them. We just couldn't get them to fire. I don't know if that was a morning spot or maybe later on in the evening. You know, that was our first spot. We went right there about 5 o'clock. A lot of bait in the area, and we did see several fish blow up in the area, but just couldn't get them to come up for a frog. We did manage to come out of there with one small over, 3 under. So we had a limit, and all those fish came on the swim jig. This is a new swim jig by Cumberland Pro. It's the True Track swim jig. I'll leave links to all the products that I mentioned in this video. So if you're interested in checking them out, you can certainly do that. 5/0 hook. This is ghost shad and just a menace. White menace. Put a little bit of chartreuse there on the tip. Throwing it on a 15-pound test and a 7'3" medium heavy rod. Jerry was throwing the same thing and he caught fish on a swim jig as well. But it kind of died in there and we'd made a lot of noise and those fish were really shallow. I mean, it's the back of a creek. It's like 2 foot of water, dirty, stained, and some just scattered grass in there. So we made a decision to leave that area and go out and try to find some deeper fish.
Maybe get under. Maybe get under. Got two that are really little.
Choked it.
Need the pliers? Found that brush pile too. Yeah, threw her on top of it.
There must be more than one.
We got a couple marked, but they're inside that little cut a little bit closer. People drop brush out here all the time. Little one. No. Man, he was bitted like a bluegill. It's better under, I guess. Hooks him in the tongue. Freaking accent crap. Jesus, that stuff works.
We'd spent about an hour and a half in our first place back in that creek. So these are 4-hour tournaments. We had 2.5 hours to try to make something happen. The thing is when you start in an area, you know what's going on. But when you leave that area and go back out to another area, you have no idea how many people have come down through that stretch. You just hope that not a lot of people have caught fish there, or you know, the fish had not been pressured in that area. So we pulled into a cove and we're fishing secondary points, just deeper grass. There's a little bit of brush in there. Managed to pick up a few fish, and we caught several fish that were 17 7/8. So, you know, it's kind of a heartbreaker. They're right there and they're good quality fish, but if they don't hit 18, they do not matter. You have to throw them back in the lake.
Where are you going? Some spot fish in it. Actually, first time I ever bumped a fish with a freaking net. Douche bag. It's close. It's like an under or spot.
Nope.
Took him over. Ah, man, I mean that sucks. That's so close. No bueno. Beautiful fish. It's hard to let him go, isn't it?
So we fished those secondary points with grass and wood, and we also made our way out to some deeper main lake banks. And there we're kind of keying in on a rock with a little bit of wood mixed in, staying out there and putting the boat in like 22-ish, throwing up there in about 8 and dragging it out to the thermocline, which was set up in about the 14-foot zone. So Jerry was catching a lot of fish on a hardhead. He likes to throw a hardhead with a max scent. I think it's called a creature hog. And I was getting bites on the max scent general, just a 5-inch max scent general. in June bug. Just throwing it on a 1/4 ounce tungsten weight with a 5/0 hook. I'm not even sure what brand hook that is, but just an EWG hook. 15-pound test, and this is a 7-foot medium heavy loose custom light rod. 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. You know, typically always throw 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. It's just great all around. You can do so many things with it, but the bite's slow. I mean, it is really slow. You have to fish the bait painstakingly slow. I threw a spinnerbait out there deep, threw the swim jig out there deep, had a few bumps on it. They just wouldn't take it. And we just finally decided that we were just gonna pick 2 areas, just grind it out and see what happens. Footage is kind of crappy, but we did manage to catch our second over, you know, right towards the end of the tournament, and it was a good solid, you know, it was right at 4 pounds. It was a little bit thin, but it was good to have 2 overs and 2 unders as a way to end the season. There were 32 boats in the final tournament of the USA Bassin Cedar Lake division. We ended up having 7.69 pounds. No check there. Snyder and Snyder got first place with 12.08. They had a 5.95 big bass. And unfortunately for my buddy Ron and Dale, they got bumped out of big bass for the season. They had a 5.89 that they caught in the second tournament that they fished. So their 5.89 was bumped out by a 5.95 in the very last tournament. So that's unfortunate. Hawthorne and Moorburg got second with 10.67 pounds. And Chumbler and Chumbler got third with 10.67 pounds. So it was a tie for second and third. And I think whoever had the biggest bass got the second place. And then sixth place, which was the final check, was Ron DeRosa and Dale Horse. They had 9.76 pounds. Solid group of guys out there. Congratulations to the top finishers in this tournament. Also to the points champs, which were Cody Zoller and Morgan Corman. Neighbors and Rawls were second, and then McKinney and Ritter were third. We finished 7th in the points. Like I mentioned in the past, you know, we threw back our fish in the second to last tournament, and that kind of cost us a shot at moving up a little bit higher in the points, but we were just frustrated. Sometimes you just get mad and you just want to get the tournament over and throw them back. So lessons learned this year, pick an area or 2, stick with it, and just wait for those fish to move up. That's how a lot of these guys that do really good, they pick a bank that they know fish are going to be on, and they just fish it, or 2 banks, and they just fish it and wait for the fish to move up, because you'll see these fish move up. They're either biting or they're on their way to bite. You know, they'll be under the boat and they'll move their way up towards the bank, towards the grass, towards that shallower cover. As the night gets darker, you know, they just kind of move up and they transition up to feed. That's just kind of one strategy, and I think that's probably your best strategy. We've done that and done pretty good. You know, we'll hop around a lot. I just like to try a lot of different stuff, but I probably need to just, we probably need to just go slow. And next year, you know, we're going to take some of the stuff that we learned this year and apply it. It's kind of a marathon. You know, this wasn't our best year by chance. We've did a lot better in the past, you know, cashed checks and had, you know, more lucrative seasons. But information-wise, I feel like we really learned a lot. So might not have the money to show for it. You know, we definitely donated quite a bit this year, but I think we gained some knowledge, and we'll be able to take that forward into next year. There's more tournaments coming up this fall on Cedar. Unfortunately, I have to work on Saturdays, and that's when they schedule them, on Saturdays. The Sunday tournaments fit into my schedule a lot better, but that's just not the way it worked out. So we may try to fish 1 or 2 of those. If we do, we will definitely do videos on those. But it's been a great year. I appreciate you guys following me along on these Wednesday night Cedar Lake tournaments. Just great group of guys. Got to meet a lot of people, got to talk to a lot of people, and you know, we really look forward to it. It breaks up the work week, and I'm kind of sad. We're kind of sad, you know, that it's over. You know, you look forward to it and it only lasts a month and a half, and then you got to wait until next year to start it all over. But if you appreciate the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping content on Wednesdays and Fridays, doing a live stream on Monday nights at 7:30. If you're not busy, on Monday nights at 7:30, stop by and jump on the stream and participate in it. Got a lot of good guests, and you can interact with the professionals and the guys in the know and ask questions and get your answers live on an open format. That's all I got for you. Until next time.